Hi, I'm Billy Prater, the Association Executive with Piedmont Regional Association of Realtors. We're excited to bring you a new series, Beyond the Closing Table. Real, genuine conversations within our association and across the real estate industry. We hope this series will allow you to share your experiences, share insights in the industry, and highlight our members that make up PRAR. We want this to challenge you, inspire you, and remind you that together we grow stronger.
Hi there. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Candace Thompson. I am a realtor. I hang my license at Keller Williams Connected right here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. I'm dually licensed North and South Carolina, and I have been in real estate over 20 years, but in active sales, it'll be 18 years in December. So super excited to have the opportunity to sit and chat with you, Alex, about industry and how things are going, and us to learn from one another, because I'm super excited to hearing about your business and sharing what I'm doing in business, and just seeing how we can learn from each other and the experiences that we're having.
Yes, and likewise, yeah, that's a good amount of time in real estate. Like, congratulations, that's amazing. I'm Alex Mateo. Nice to meet you guys, and I'm with Petrovic Realty, and we're a smaller local real estate company here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So, yeah, let's get this going then.
Awesome.
All
All
right,
right.
so
You go ahead.
okay, yeah. So the first question that we have here to pretty much yeah, get to understand how long you've been in this business. Firstly, how would you describe the real estate industry in 2 words?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I would describe the real estate industry in two words. I would say it's organized chaos. And the reason I say that is, most of the things that we're doing within real estate is organized in terms of our contracts are organized in terms of they're systematic and they're methodical, and they have thought process behind them, in that regards. I say chaos because I think most realtors don't like a lot of change, and our industry has been going through a lot of different things that have, been seen as big dramatic changes, and some of us are thrown into a little bit of chaos, and then I think about our transactions that we're involved in. Sometimes those transactions get a little hairy. Sometimes they're easy sailing, smooth sailing, but sometimes there's a little bit of turbulence, and so then there's that chaos. So that's why I say organized chaos would be the two words that I would describe the real estate industry. What about you, Alex?
Same, I would say that too, and also I would just call it relationship driven because, yeah, it is a lot of chaos, but at the same time, if you know how to build relationships with also your fellow real estate agents and your clients, well, that controls the chaos, as you would say, also. So that is what I've learned to be very beneficial. Just focus on relationships, building them out, and yeah, control the chaos.
Absolutely. Awesome. Um, what's one thing that you wish you knew when you first started real estate?
Okay, so one thing that I would really wish that I would knew about whenever I was first starting real estate is that you have to be really adaptive. Um, the market is always changing, and sometimes there's high rates, low rates, sometimes there's more sellers, sometimes there's more buyers, and you just have to adapt with whatever curveball is thrown at you. So it's not always the same every day. You have to be very good at juggling, I would say. And what would you say is something that you wish you would have known whenever you first started in real estate?
I would say the biggest thing that I wish I had a known was that starting as a real estate agent and my career within real estate is that I am a business and you need to run it as such. I think that that's something that I wasn't really taught when I first started within real estate. So I think having goals of setting your plan for your, your business goals for your business. You just talked about reputation, how you react from professionalism with other agents. That's again part of running your business. If a business doesn't have a good reputation and they're out here doing bad or shisty business practices, then you may succeed. I'm not going to say some people don't succeed doing bad practices, because there are some businesses out here just in general that have succeeded, but sometimes then you'll falter. But just standing on, just some basic business principles. So I think that if I had known that a little bit more in depth when I first started, that's something that I really wish I had. And that takes you from every aspect of the business: lead generating, marketing, social, all the different things. So that's something I wish I had honed in on when I first started within real estate.
You make a good point, because some agents, they do kind of like to butt heads a little bit, but you gotta be friends. We're a team working to get to the closing table. I wish more people would realize that a little bit, but
Yes.
most do. But there are
They
some
do.
that,
They do. You eventually learn that within the industry, unless you bring your own buyer and seller clients together, you're gonna need that other agent on the other side. And you just never know when you're going to run into that person again. So it's better to have a professional working relationship. I'm not saying you got to be, you know, best buddies. This is the person I'm calling to go grab a beer or tea or coffee or whatever your vice is. Um, that doesn't have to be that person, but you do need to respect that person. They need to respect you, and that way you guys can work together and get both of your clients to the closing table, which is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, otherwise it gets really awkward if you see them at the grocery store after a bad deal.
So true.
Yeah.
Go down that aisle and say, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to see her. My blood is still boiling from 2 years ago when we had that transaction, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you don't want that.
That's right. Okay. And
Um,
now, yes, question 3. What's your approach to building trust with clients quickly, you would say?
I would say the biggest approach to building trust within clients is listening. Giving them an opportunity to talk, listening to what they're actually saying, and also trying to decipher what they're not saying. I think that if more people listen to one another and truly heard what they're saying, then the world will be a better place. And I think sometimes when we're dealing with our clients, especially depending on what type of client it is, if it's a buyer, and especially if it's a first time buyer, they may tell you, oh, I just want to buy my first place. And then you start questioning and probing them. They don't sometimes know exactly what they are really looking for, right? And they end up buying something totally opposite of what they told you. But if you had to listen to some of the things that they didn't say, and read between some of the lines, then that might have helped you get to solving their problem a little bit faster. So I think listening to your clients, and then even when your sellers are telling you about their property, you can find out within the first couple of minutes of them talking, just asking them a probing question to describe their house. Like if I was a buyer coming to your house and you had to sell me on your house, describe your house to me. By them describing that house to you, you can then utilize the disc personality, and you can figure out, well, what type of seller you're dealing with, and then that'll help you in the future, moving forward with communicating with your client, how to better help them, and how, if your personality style is a little bit different, how you might need to tweak some things so that you can have a positive outcome, with that seller client. What about you? What would you say is an approach to building trust with your clients quickly?
I would say something similarly. Transparency firstly, but also communication. So those two things work a little hand in hand. You got to communicate fairly. You got to listen, like you were mentioning, and have some transparency as well. You can't just be a robot with things. Just oh, sale, sale, sale. You gotta listen to them as you were saying, and yeah, just be professional and everything, but communicate fairly, communicate well with your clients, let hear them out, and yeah, that should build trust because they don't. Nobody wants to talk to a machine like just a salesperson. Just more so of a person, I would say.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's so true. And it also helps you, be able to help your clients through good markets, bad markets, challenging markets, that type of thing. So just being able to help them overall. How would you say you were navigating today's shifting market compared to past years?
Oh, it's back to the adapting thing. Right now, it is shifting a little bit more towards buyers in terms of previous years. So you kind of have to, yeah, navigate that a little bit in terms of, I would say, vouch for the buyers a little bit, try to get work for their best interest, but also rates are a little high too compared to previous years. So maybe utilizing some rate buy downs, seller concessions whenever you can, and yeah, just adapting in that sort of regards. How would you say you're navigating today's shifting market?
I would say that the biggest thing is just education, educating my clients, buyers and sellers on, what's going on with the market. Real estate historically has been like a roller coaster, so it's up and down, it's up and down, and we never know if we're at the down part of the market shift until we get to the peak, and we never know if we're at the peak until we hit a downturn. So we're always in flux, and I think just kind of relying on that data that's being given out by NAR, PRAR, sending information out. We get the trends and the statistics on, what's selling and how many people have transacted. I think getting that information out helps you be able to help your clients navigate through the challenging market and shifts within the market and the industry. So I think educating them as much as possible is key.
Hmm. Yep.
How do you handle competition while collaborating with fellow realtors?
Okay, that is, you have to be professional. You have to be really professional. Yeah, you don't have to be buddy buddy with them all the time. I guess you can be. I've met some, I'm sure we've all met some friends as realtors along the way, and I get excited whenever it gets to work a deal with them. So in that regards, yeah, we can be besties, but um, uh, in terms of just a realtor that you may not know as well, just be professional. Try not to butt heads as often because at the end of the day, you're just working to get this deal to the closing table. Try not to make it as, you know, hard for the people involved. And yeah, the goal at the end is just to close. So, how would you say? How do you handle competition while collaborating with fellow realtors?
I agree with what you said. Absolutely 100%. Professionalism has to be held at the top. Um, Respecting, that fellow realtor. And I also think that if you find a realtor that you like how they handle their business, um, you value how they have treated you in the transaction. Um, I think that is key, and you let them know. I think of a realtor. She is a retired realtor now. Her name is Marty Mathis Perry. I absolutely love Marty, and she was in the industry for a very, very long time. But I remember earlier in my career, in having conversations with Marty, I remember telling her, I said, "Hey, I said, you're like a bulldog." I said, "I love it." I said, "Because you're like a bulldog, but you are still kind and you still respect people." And I said, "And if I had to emulate my business after somebody, I said, I would emulate my business after you." I said, "Because I like how you handle business. I like how I feel when we're in a transaction together." I said, "You don't belittle me. I'm not belittling you." I said, "But I enjoy that you're getting what's needed to be done for your client. I'm going to get what's needed to be done for my client." And I think that that's what we have to take into our interactions with other agents. You have to be able to respect that other realtor on the other side. You need to get your point across, and be able to help, within the transaction, in that regards. But respect takes you a very long way. And I think when I am writing an offer and I'm getting myself ready to present that offer to the other agent, um, I am thinking foremost, how can I help my client get over the finish line? If I am receiving an offer from somebody, I'm thinking, okay, how can we make this work, and go in with a positive mindset, and helping them transact and get it done.
Definitely, definitely. And okay, so final question.
I think we
What's
have
one
we have
tool?
two questions.
Oh, really? I'm on number
Yep.
7. Which other one would we have?
Let's end with what excites you about being a realtor, but let's talk about the tool.
Okay, yeah. All right, you got it. What's one tool or resource from PRAR, PRAR, that you find most helpful in your business?
Oh wow. There's so many different things that PRAR offers and assist us with that I find definitely beneficial. I think the biggest thing for me, well, I can't even say it's just the biggest thing, because I'm gonna go over two things. One, I love how PRAR helps us with additional classes and resources that they bring in, people that can help us grow within our business. I mean, just alone from some of the CEs that are offered. I know we have that 1031 exchange CE that's coming up, and it's a free one for realtors to participate in. But having topics like that, I've had a client do a 1031 exchange, and let me tell you, trying to find an intermediary, which I didn't know much about a 1031 exchange when we did it. Um, it was an eye-opening experience. So I think having the tools of bringing different instructors and um, ideas and things. I think that definitely helps us. But also, I would say the staff, Billy and Robin, are just phenomenal. I mean, like, we're both a part of
Very
Canopy as
helpful.
well, and there's nothing against what they're doing, in Charlotte, but you know, it takes forever to get somebody on the phone when you need help. I mean, I've had to call up to Canopy for help within the MLS, and super help. Question about whatever it is that I'm calling about, and you're having to press all these prompts. I like that, having to be able to just dial the number, I can immediately get somebody at PRAR, and they can help assist me to get to the direction of where I need to go. So to me, that's one of my biggest tools. And that's why I wanted to say too, because some people may not look at that as a tool or a resource, but I totally look at those ladies as a resource for me, and just being able to help me navigate. What would you say?
Yeah, same thing. 5 star customer service from Robin and Billy. Thank you. Both of y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, that too. Everything that you said is the same with me with all the events. That's what I would say. The events, the PRAR meetings. There's so many members on PRAR, but not as many go to the meetings, but they're very helpful. It's always a packed room, but still there could be a little bit more people that could join. Those are full of information and also networking as well. You will meet some of the smartest realtors around town at one of those meetings, and then they will give you some ideas to grow your business. And yeah, it's very just beneficial. You can bounce ideas back and forth with all of them. Billy and Robin are there too. So uh, you will see a lot of presentations and everything. But if there's anything that PRAR offers that I would say you guys got to take advantage of is the meetings. They're very helpful.
Absolutely. You hit the nail. You hit the nail on the head. The meetings, they definitely, realtors, y'all need to come to these meetings because they're so good and so impactful. I mean, that meeting we just had the other week, and they went over the RPR. I mean, we all know about RPR, but to see it in the format of how he presented it, that was powerful. So I agree. They definitely need to come to the meeting. All right, Alex, last question. What excites you most about being a realtor?
It still does from day one is seeing the impact on closing day. On closing day, whenever the family is just as happy as they can be because they just bought a home, especially first time home buyers. And in my specific business, I work with a lot of Latinos, only Latinos really. I still haven't, all of my transactions have been in Spanish. So seeing them come from another country and buy a house, something that they've only dreamed of their entire lives, is just very impactful for them, and they get a little emotional on closing day. I feel it here too, so that will never get old for me. Um, what would you say still excites you most about being a realtor?
Uh, well, first of all, I just have to say that when I love what you just said because helping people in this industry buy and sell houses, invest in real estate, it does pull at your heartstrings. I still believe that the American dream is through home ownership. I know that the American dream is changing for different people, and they may not see housing as one of the things as a dream for them. I still view it as that, and it's because I truly believe, and I tell my boyfriend this all the time, and he's always like, Candace, like that's an inflated view. But I always say that I feel like we as realtors help make this world go round. Like if we don't sell a house, like so many different industries are impacted just from us selling one house. I think I read somewhere there's like 19 different professions or jobs are impacted from us selling a house. And that's why I say that I feel like we help make the world go round. Also within our communities, I see the impact that you talked about, like the impact, and it's the stability. I was just telling somebody just last week, I said, hey, you need to stop renting. You need to buy a house because I am an investor myself, and I rent out properties, and I don't raise my rent every year, but I will raise my rent as I see fit, in that regards. If you're in your home, typically the only thing that's impacting the raising of your mortgage is going to be your taxes and your insurance. And so, but you have stability there. And to me, it's nothing like having a stable environment that you can call your own, a sense of pride and home ownership. So that's what excites me about being a realtor is that, we get to impact that change, like you said. We get to get excited and happy for our clients. I mean, I've had crying sessions of happiness, which I never knew I would actually have that because I'm not a big crier. But when I've had certain clients sell or buy a home, depending on the circumstances that we were involved in, to why they either needed to buy or sell, it's been certain instances that have really touched me and in a meaningful and an impactful way. And so like you said, first time buyers, the excitement and the joy of what they're experiencing, that's gold.
Oh
So that's
yeah.
gold.
It, It's very rewarding, yeah. And we take none of it for granted. We love and appreciate all of our clients if you guys are listening. So yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
Let's see if I can get the
Absolutely.
fireworks going. Let me see. There's a little firework thing whenever I put both hands up. There it is.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for meeting with me. I love that. I'm gonna have to get me one of these. You said it's an IMAX computer.
Yeah, it's on FaceTime. Sometimes whenever I put my hand up like this, it gets a thumbs up. There it is. See? Ain't that
Oh
cool?
my gosh.
I think I
Okay.
got the method.
I love it.
Yeah, there we go.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Go out and kick some butt and sell a bunch of houses. It's fourth quarter. We still got a little over 80 plus days to make an impact. So we can make goals happen before the end of the year.
Well, yes, you too. You too. Let's get some families and houses before Christmas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, thank you soon.